Hi folks, Doyle Dykes here, and this is sort of a continuation on our Q&A, and I get so involved in it and I take a lot of time. And so we're making part two. I don't know, there may be a part three, who knows. But let me pick up this old guitar here and just play a little bit. You know, Merle has such a way, and that's almost like a Robert Johnson type thing anyway, where you do it like that, and it economizing when you're playing the guitar. So anyway, this. That's actually a Jerry Reed lick, I believe. Or, you know, but it's used a little bit different than he did. And it's on my new album, Full Circle. I use that as one of the licks. And I'm just sliding. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And so that's the way I'm doing it. Index first and then thumb. And then the middle finger gets the open string. So and I like the slide. It actually adds another note. Da-da. Da-da, but it's just a slide. And that's just a partial A7. Partial E7. Slide it down, A7. You just change your bass, you know. So you're playing around that A7 actually. (1940) D45. What can I say? And I'm so blessed to have this back. And a lot of you people know the story about the old D45 Martin. I had inherited it from my Uncle Doyle. And he lived in Washington, D.C. This was the front of the record. This is the front of the new CD. And this is why I haven't been doing so many videos lately. I got so busy working on the record and finishing it to put online so you could download July the 4th. And then we finally made the CD. And my company is up in Minneapolis. Things were sort of slowed down up there, as you know. And but we finally got it out, and they're the best people to work. I've worked with them since the '90s. Ricky Skaggs told me about them years ago, Noiseland, and here is the CD, which is Washington. See, Washington for Washington D.C. And of course there's the bottom of it. And this was a travel sticker that's still on the old case that I have in the next room. And so that's the CD. It looks inside looks like a train ticket that's punched out there. And then you have Jimmy Capps. When I was on my way to finish the record, I got word that Jimmy had passed away. And I said, I have to. And when I got to the studio, I was just torn. I was just broken, and just tore me up. And David Huff, my engineer down in Georgia, he said, well, Doyle, can you work today? I said, I think it'd be best if we do. You know, I think Jimmy would want that. And I said, I think I'll dedicate this album to him, and that's what I did. And the folks at the Grand Ole Opry were nice enough to send me that photo of Jimmy on the Opry stage, said I could use it. And so this is Full Circle. So I'm still a believer in getting something that I can hold in my hand. And I know faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And there's music floating around in the air, evidently, but you can get it and download it. It's crazy. It's the way things are today. But I still like something I can tangibly hold in my hand. And so that's the new record. That's what I've been working on. And we're thinking about actually going vinyl. But I started off in vinyl. It's probably it'd be too hard for me to find some of my old records. I have them here. Maybe I'll show them to you sometime. Then I went to 8-track. And boy, those were a pain because they'd stop. You remember how they'd stop and switch tracks? And then a cassette, and then back to, oh man, still did some of the vinyls, and then, of course, CD. Man, now downloading, and so it continues to go on. Folks, I just want to encourage you to continue to use your gift and be creative. Sometimes you just have to, if you want to see something you've never seen, you have to do something you've never done. And I think I got that from a preacher, Mike Murdoch or somebody I heard on TV one time, some TV preacher. And but it's true. If you want to see something you haven't seen, perhaps you need to do something you haven't done. And this pandemic is stretching all of us to do something different. So I mean, I've invested in some new equipment to do better videos, and I apologize for some of the ones in the past. But the audio was okay, I think, but the video, and so I'm using my Zoom equipment for audio, and found a way now we can go directly and record onto the cameras. I'm so excited about getting started on this. It's a learning curve, and I have a new light that went out a while ago. I just bought it, so the lighting's not great here right now. And so I'm just learning all these things, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we should stretch ourselves, I think, and learn some new things, to do something new. People have been asking, would you do online lessons? I've never done that before, but yeah, I'd consider that. Maybe even a one-on-one thing. Maybe we'll set aside a day, and I'll have somebody at 1 and somebody at 3 or 4 or something like that, and we'll do something or house concerts I hate the word virtual because that it really literally means not real. It means fake. And everything is virtual. And there are so many people that have done things in their pajamas out of their bedrooms. And we're kind of over that, I think. And so I want to do something with higher quality. And so I've been talking to some guitar companies. I've been talking to the guys at Sweetwater and Paul Huber and some of the other really great dealers. And my friend Kelly out in Texas and then some other, I know, people like Chicago Music and those guys, they do everything first class. So we're going to get on that bandwagon and do our very, very best. So been thinking about even doing a YouTube channel show. And so anyway, if you have any ideas on that, or you want to be a part of, maybe you want to take some online lessons or do something one-on-one like that, yeah, but we won't call it virtual. We'll call it a genuine online lesson. Okay, folks, and I want to read some more of the Q&A here, and I take so much time just talking here, but Jay says, your right hand technique is remarkable. Thank you. Chord knowledge seems to be steeped in jazz chord voicings. Who were your influence? Oh, Joe Pass is wonderful. I mean, he really is. But I think probably I got most of that from Lenny Breau, just listening to and watching Lenny. If for instance, if I take here's my guild. And a lot of it too was listening to my brother play. And when you're doing passing chords, instead of, something like that. And other piano players like David Ellis, is a great piano player. I worked with him in the studios. And of course, I like to hear Oh, some of the late Larry Goss's piano playing, and Tom Keene, who is just one of the best musicians I've ever known in my life. He did all the string arrangements on my albums that have strings on them. And so I learned from those guys really as much as I do, more than I do from a guitar player, actually. Um, let's see. Cliff says, who are some of the great fingerstyle players that do not use a thumb pick? Lawrence Juber, of course, I think. James Taylor, there are quite a number of them, actually. Of course, when you have those like Muriel Anderson, and then you have a lot of the Celtic guys that don't. Yeah, and it's a different sound. I'm not saying it's better or worse. It's just a different sound. It's their sound. Tommy Emmanuel doesn't use fingernails. I do. In fact, I had to put these on myself. But yeah, I've been using acrylic nails for a while. And so I get a sound that way because I like something. It stays more up with the thumb pick.